Once in a while, you might be in a trade that has gone really well for you, and you're coming up on that earnings announcement where anything can happen. So we have a strategy that sometimes we employ when we're in that situation and we want to safely hold the position over earnings. Check this one out.
Long and leaps over during the Sam's time, but two really huge back-to-back days here in Upstart. And what's interesting about Upstart, well, look at this grand picture right here. Holy, this is the bear market taking these what we call stocks full of promise, these young companies with great ideas, full of promise, but don't have the profits yet. That's what the bear thinks of those. 300 plus, basically down to $15, $16. And we had this little mini run coming up. That's why we traded it in the Sam's account right here. I don't know. I want to do a little, just a side detail, because some of the Sam's people did it with me, but we made some really big money in Upstart. And when it came up to earnings, okay, we don't have time to go into the whole thing, but in a nutshell, what we did is we collared the stock. Basically, it came up to earnings. We had a huge gain in our call options. So a huge strategy, and I got some emails on this saying, Preston, OMG, I'm going to do callers forever. Do you realize what this did? Blah, 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 blah. And in a nutshell, what a caller is you sell a call on top, and then you buy a put beneath where the stock is. And when you space it, so if you have the stock at like 70, let's say, and if you space it and sell perhaps the 80 call and buy like the 60 put, does it have to be that? No. Could you sell? The point is, you sell a call and buy a put. You sell the call on top by a certain spacing. Then use that same spacing and go below. So you sell the call, you take in a premium. When you buy the put, the call pays for the put if it's evenly spaced. So if you sold the 75 call, you would buy the 65 put, and it pays for itself. So it's free. It doesn't cost you a cent. Okay? But what happens is if the worst case scenario ends up happening, you have free insurance. Okay? As low as it wants to go, you cash in your puts, okay? And it preserves most of this gain. And guess what we did? When we cashed in these puts, I turned around and bought more leaps, basically for free in Upstart. And I used this gain to buy them and also to lock in most of that profit. Of course, there's never there's never anything perfect. So what could have happened is Upstart could have gone clear up here to 100 or 110. But you would still have locked that in. You just can't participate higher than 80. You don't get that. Okay, so if it really takes off, you're going to make money, but only up to a certain thing. But if it goes the other way, okay, a free trade basically locks in all of your profit. It's called a collar. It's called a collar. And oh my gosh, I can go off on all these different directions. But anyway, I got so much feedback on, where has this been? I'm like, it's a freaking collar. But if it's new, it's new. And I only employ the collar when I've got something to protect. Like, you don't want to start a trade like today and then collar it tomorrow. Okay. You collar something once you've got this huge paper profit and you're like, what's the use of going right up and then right back down? There's no use in doing that. So you got a collar, you put a collar on something that's worth protecting. You're not going to collar every single trade that you just get into. It's just weird because you're limiting your upside. It only makes sense when you have something to protect.